Ollie, I've got a question for you. Who would win in a fight between Moraine and Lanfear?
Moraine Lambert. Well, Moraine has already beaten Lanfear in a fight. She slashed her hard in season 2, so Moraine.
But Lanfear is one of the Forsaken, isn't she? She's got to have the edge over Moraine, surely.
And she did completely heal herself from the said slash, so that's fair enough. I wish there was a way that you could rank the relative strength of all the channelers in this TV show, so we had a bit of an idea of who's more strong than the others.
Maybe what we need is something along the lines of a tier list.
And I think we need to definitely be aware of Robert Jordan's ranking scale that he created in a wonderful book called The Wheel of Time Companion. So if you really want to know who's more powerful than who, you can check it out. So today we're going to do a nice tier list of the channelers that you've met in the TV show. For S, A, B, C, D, and E. Lou, first, Alanna, alphabetical list. Alanna, where do you want to put her?
She's a good fighter. She's a B. She a B?
Put her a B. Yeah, okay. Alanna is a B. She is absolutely epic. Absolutely love the way she destroys the ground when she's being attacked by the kind of black archer. And she also stops all the arrows in the air. Yeah, so B's good. We might need to move her up and down if there's not enough levels.
We might need to move her up. She could be an A because I think she's one of the strongest.
Could be an A. Okay,
interesting. Who we've seen. But let's start with a B. We might move her up.
Okay.
Egwene.
Okay, Egwene. Right. So Egwene, I think she's more powerful than Alanna. Right. I think she's. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Right. Let me check.
We see her take her first steps, don't we, in the One Power in season 1, and then by this point she's kind of like looks really kind of comfortable in herself, walking around. Dress how she's dressed, like she's ready for action. She's just she's
well good now. And I'm afraid looking in Robert Jordan's ranking system, she is a whole 9 levels above Alanna. Right, okay, let's reconsider Alanna. So Alanna is now D list, okay? And let's make D list and let's make Egwene B. Yeah?
Okay.
Good. Okay. Elayne.
Okay, Elayne, people always talk about her potential. They've not seen the like in thousands of years, except the fact that Egwene and Nynaeve have kind of shown up at the same time as her. So I think they kind of put those three together often, don't they, in the White Tower. Elayne, Nynaeve, and Egwene are all quite similar. For me, we're not talking about Nynaeve, but I think Nynaeve maybe just tips it over the other two. But Elaine's got to be a B as well.
Elaine's a B, and while we're here,
Egwene's a B.
Let's put Nynaeve in an A, shall we?
Nynaeve in an A. Although good. She's got the block. She's not a D.
Okay, you're right. Not in an A. Let's put her in an E at the moment. Nynaeve is currently blocked, and let's be honest, she is rubbish and no help at all, apart from her incredible investigative skills that she's using. Okay, so we've done Nynaeve. What about Ishamael?
Well, he's got to be an E because he's dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or, no.
Dead. Are we measuring him on his what he was when he was alive, or the fact that he's dead?
I think you've got to. I think he is kind of the nemesis of Verin / Rand. If we're putting Rand up as a super or S or an A, definitely, I think he's got to be up there with Rand, hasn't he? I think
let's have an S. And I'm pretty sure, looking at the strength of One Power rankings, yeah, you're right. Robert Jordan has Ishamael and Rand in the top. And actually, again, while we're here, I've just spotted that Rahvin, Gabriel from the TV show, the guy who's married to Morghedien, he is also the same level. So let's put Ishamael, Rand al'Thor, and Rahvin. This started out being alphabetical, and we're just all over the shop, mate.
I did not get that vibe from Rahvin in the books. For me, he didn't hang around that long. So
yeah.
Whereas I suppose actually you could say in book 1, Ishamael, or book 2, Ishamael's dead. So again, he doesn't hang around for that long. But anyway,
that's popping S. That's good. That's popping S. Okay, and then so we've done Ishamael, Lanfear. Okay, so now I think we're on to the point. She's the most powerful female Forsaken, right?
Yeah.
And she talked on the TV show about being more powerful than the others alongside Ishamael. But we know from Robert Jordan's ranking system that men are more powerful than women. And I think if you actually look at his ranking system, if Ishamael is ++1, Lanfear is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels below Ishamael. But this is the interesting part I would just touch on, because women are better or more dexterous at weaving. Is that right? They're better at sort of weaving things. So actually they might not have less power, but what they can weave can sometimes be just as good. So what does that mean for our tiering system?
there's 5 of them, aren't there? Like there's earth and fire and air, and 2 others, water, wind, whatever I've missed. But I think the female Aes Sedai are often better at like 2 of them, and the male Aes Sedai are stronger in the other 2 or 3, or one's even, and they've got their strengths. But what's interesting about the ones we meet, the ones we really get a POV from, Egwene, Elayne, and Nynaeve, I think they sometimes show like Egwene has got really good earth skills as well. So going back to your question, Lanfear is the strongest of the female Forsaken or Chosen, but yeah, she can't be up there with Ishamael, can she?
So does that mean A, do you reckon?
I think she's an A, yeah.
I reckon A. Liandrin.
All she's got really in the books is her little kind of almost minor compulsion. Like it's an ability to get an idea into someone's head and make it think that it's theirs. In the TV series, I think she's given this. She's almost a scapegoat for kind of what went wrong in the tower, and they're allowing to put all of the kind of the bad of, the Black Adger. She's kind of the crux of it. I don't think she really is that in the book. So in the TV series, I think Liandrin's got to be maybe a B. She's pretty powerful. She's pretty important.
Okay, let's chuck her in there.
But if you say A or you say C or D or whatever,
I was thinking towards a bit lower, but somewhere. I think can we put her as C? Can we put her lower than Egwene and Elayne? That feels
definitely put her as C.
Okay,
yeah, I think that's a nice compromise between the TV and the books. Yeah, C.
Let's do that. Put her in a C. Okay, Leandrin. Moghedien.
I think from the audiobook it's always called her Moghedien.
Moghedien.
She fights Nynaeve in the books. She fights Nynaeve and loses.
Yeah.
I think because she's always in the shadows, even in the TV series, she wouldn't ever say that she's as high up as Lanfear herself. She would probably be softly, maybe a B.
Yeah, proper and B. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, she'd be able to run rings around like an entire kind of circle of Aes Sedai if she wanted to.
So that feels good. She's stronger than Liandrin, and she definitely is stronger than Alanna. So let's do that. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Moraine.
Strong.
Not as strong as Elayne, though, I don't think.
Not as strong as Elayne or Egwene, but she was one of the strongest 20 years ago when this all kicked off. And then these 3 come along, and how annoying,
I think she goes with Liandrin. What do you reckon? In Liandrin's one, C, yeah?
Maybe a C, yeah. Okay. So that means, going back to that question, who wins between Lanfear and Moraine? Definitely Lanfear, because she's like 2 grades above.
In our tiering system, which is now the new official ranking of the power, don't read the companion, which tells you what it really is. This is the real one, and she's C. But she would still lose to Lanfear.
Save yourself some money. Don't buy the companion. Yeah. Just watch this.
Watch this shit, and we'll tell you it. Okay, so we've done Rahvin. So I've got a fun one for you next, Lou. And I think we're going to have to create a whole new tier for this. Renna.
Is S for shit? Or
S is the top one. So what's the one after E is F?
Well,
F. Should we just have an F
She doesn't even know she can channel. She doesn't even know she can channel.
Stupid.
She's a Soldarm.
Yeah.
They don't. Her whole culture doesn't know that she can channel, but she can't channel very much. She doesn't pass the test to become a Damani. She's so weak, but she's obviously able to do stuff with the power because she can control Damani.
And is ultimately killed. Due to the fact that she can channel and Egwene is able to capture. So she is.
So she doesn't even get a grading.
She's
dead. She doesn't even get a grading. But we mentioned her.
The F grade at the bottom, which is F for poor. Okay, Renna we've done. Okay, Rand al'Thor, we did him earlier, but brief moment on Rand al'Thor. We're obviously now in the series. He still hasn't really learned how to use the one power, but clearly, obviously, he learns as the series goes on, and his raw power, according to Robert Jordan, is up there with Ishamael. But yeah, a bit of a word on Rand al'Thor from you, Lou.
He's just right up there. He's got to be Dragon Reborn. He's going to break. Is he going to break the wheel or is he going to save everybody? No one knows. So for me, it's an S.
I don't even know if he did or didn't by the end of the books. I'm always quite confused. Anyway, okay. Next one is then Sammael. We've only just met him in the TV shit series, so where does he sit? Because I don't think he's S tier, is he?
I don't think he's S tier. I don't think he's with. As S tier, we said Ishamael. Lanfear's maybe an A. He's under Lanfear, maybe, even though he's a man. She in the TV series, she says she's stronger than him. And actually, she says she's stronger than Rahvin as well.
Oh, that's true.
Where do we put Rahvin?
Let's move Rahvin down. Okay, do we need another tier between So there's the Lanfear tier, which is A at the moment, and then Egwene, Elayne, and Moghedien. Do we need to introduce another one called, let's go A minus? Yeah?
A minus.
We're
Yeah.
gonna put, this is working really well.
I always would have rather got an A minus at school than a B plus.
Yeah, or rather than an A, so you're not a square. So we're going to now put Rahvin and Sammael in A minus. So they're not as good as Lanfear, but they're better than Egwene, Elayne, and Moghedien. That feels right, yeah?
That's it, yeah.
Sanche, the Amarillan seat. Well, she is,
right.
again, I think she's similar to Moraine in the books, I think, isn't she? She's obviously that you don't get to be the Amarillan seat if you are not one of the more powerful ones in that time. And obviously, it's once the Forsaken come back that they're surprised at how weak all the Aes Sedai are. So I would say, Moraine's currently C, so C?
Siuan's maybe a C.
Okay, so then the final one on our list is V for Verin. So everyone's favourite ambiguous evil or good grandmother, yeah.
That's it, yeah. Verin is... Well, that's one thing I was almost going to say about Siuan and Verin. They share, like, Siuan, we see a lot of her just sitting on a seat in the Hall of the Sitters, don't we? And Verin, you know, she knows everything. She's a Brown. She knows all that stuff, but do we see her much in the fight scenes? Do we see how powerful she is? I think she's pretty powerful. I perhaps wouldn't grade her more than a C, but you might have a different opinion.
I just looked her up on the Jordan thing, and in the book she's the same as Alanna. So I think she probably is not as strong as Moraine and Siuan.
Yeah.
Or as strong as Liandrin, probably. So I think she's the same as Alanna. So that's it. So that's all of them. And then there's a little bit of a spoiler one, a character you haven't met in the TV show yet. I thought it'd be fun to discuss because he shows a side of the one power that is really interesting in this tiering system. And it's a guy called Androl. And he is super weak in the power, but he is the most amazing talent for gateways.
Yeah, gateways become so important in the last book or last few books, don't they? How Androl kind of masters this skill is really important, even though, like Ollie was saying, he's got minimal ability or minimal strength in the power. He's got maximum ability. I like him because there's parallels between him and Tam for me.
Yes.
He's a bit of he's an Andor man. He's from Andor and he's so weak, and it's a bit of a shame really for him, but he's still a really cool character.
But for Androl, I think you'll meet him later in the books, and he's weak in the power, but his ability with traveling and the importance, as Louis said, of the traveling kind of talent later makes him one of the most useful characters. It's absolutely incredible what he's able to do. So in that, he would be in the tier list, probably with Renna, maybe, or Nynaeve blocked, so maybe E or F. But if you were talking about talent, he'd be much higher up. And this is where the men and the women thing is interesting, because men are more stronger if you just look at it, but women have more, like I said earlier, ability to use to meld the weaves. So where should we put him? Should we put him in F, so we can with Renna, so we can recognise low power, but let's
make a whole tier for him. Yeah, he gets his own tier in F. And the bit where you say, like Louis said, I won't have said it because you'll have cut that bit out. So
okay, so in that question, then, who would win in a fight between Ishamael and Rand al'Thor, Louis?
Well, season 2 would have you believe that Rand al'Thor would prevail. However, he had all of his mates and the heroes from the blowing of the horn to help him defeat Ishamael. I don't think it's over. I don't think those two. I think they might fight again. But what do I know?
We shall see in another turning of the wheel.